Hello there, and welcome back to Accent to Gaming. I know it seems a little weird. I just started the series, so it might seem a little weird that I'm creating a side video. But I think this discussion is important, and I don't see a lot of it happening so far, which is kind of concerning to me because, at least to me, this is a big deal. And I'm talking about, should Hypixel Skyblock start selling coins? The reason I bring this up is because recently Simon at Hypixel sent out a tweet saying that they're strongly considering it because they're dealing with a lot of issues when it comes to real-life trading. And I don't know if you guys know or not, but there is a lot of real-life trading in the game. So people will take their coins and they'll sell them. People will buy it with real money, and that really shakes up the economy in the game and makes things a lot worse. So they're dealing with a lot of issues in the back end, trying to ban people, trying to wipe people that, make it so there's not a positive for people doing this, that, they could get in trouble. The issue is that takes a lot of resources. And the other thing is that a lot of innocent people get caught in the crossfire. So for example, I would love to do giveaways and things like that, but we can't really anymore. You got to be careful with it. You can't advertise with them. You don't know who you're giving them to, so you could be, interacting with someone that's boosting or buying these things or selling these things, and that can get your profile in trouble as well. So it makes it really difficult. If you look on the screen now, there's going to be timestamps and kind of what we're discussing today, because I want to go through these points because I think it's really important that we go through. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today would be, should they sell the coins to begin with? My kind of short answer is no. I don't think they should. But let's get into the long answer. So there is some positives to it. It will create probably a token system, and Simon was talking about that as well. And that will create different progression systems in the game. And that is definitely not a negative. When you have different progression systems in the game, you kind of change how the game is played. You give more things for people to do and how to get there. Kind of gets rid of the linear aspect from going from, early game to mid game to late game, things like that. So that's not a problem. And I would love to see a system like that even without the coins. I think that's a good thing for the game and might be something they should look into in the future. But where I take issue with it, and there's a lot of debate about this, but it comes up, does that cheapen the game for people that grind? And you always hear the same kind of argument for that. Well, it's not affecting you, so why should you care? You play your game, other people play their game. And they're right with that. But I think that isn't fair of a viewpoint. I think you should hear out those people that say, hey, that's not really fair for what we've done. And you're allowing people to kind of skip the line for that. Because, listen, this is garbage. All right, this island is not great, but I'm proud of it still. And I'm proud of it because everyone in this game is on the same level. We all had to suffer to get here. We all had to do crazy long grinds to get here. And that kind of gives you a sense of pride of where you are and where you are to relation with other people. This is an online game. It's not a single player. So you have to keep that in mind. So I don't really like the idea that someone that might be, able to spend a lot of money to be able to blast through progression and get things quicker and things like that, whereas other players can't. That doesn't seem fair to me, and I don't really want that for this community. Now, they might not even do that. You might only be able to get tokens or get something like that, but it still creates the issue whether it's early game, mid game, or late game. And that becomes quite a mess really quick. Now, the next thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, and I really think they should be, is that, yeah, you get rid of the coin issue, or at least you lessen it, because if you're not selling the competitive to whatever the black market is, people are still going to go out and buy coins. That's just how it is. But what that makes and this has happened in other games as well. You look at something like World of Warcraft that brought out the tokens to combat the people buying gold, is that it kind of raises up this new terrible community, which is the boosting community. So people switch from, hey, buy my coins to, hey, buy my services. And I would be surprised if that doesn't already exist in some form because of dungeons. But it will probably become more prevalent because of, being able to sell things and get these coins. Well, they can't sell those, so people are going to go start selling other things. People are always going to find a way, unfortunately. So they really need to kind of up their game when it comes to bans and wipes. Now, I know they need more staff for that, and they need more capital. They need more income to do that. So the coin thing could help them, and I think that's where they're kind of leaning towards, and the reason why they were thinking about it in the first place is that they can get more money in, use that money to get better staff, or not better staff, but more staff, and kind of combat this from all sides. But there's other ways they can make money. There's different strategies they can use. I don't know why there isn't some sort of cosmetic system in this game of some sort for allow people to buy things that would have nothing to do with progression. It would just be all looks, and that would give people an outlet to become creative, and they can give more money to Skyblock, who then can invest it into the future of the game. So it's hard. I'm not a game developer. I do have developer experience, but I've never done game dev, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what I'm talking about, because I don't. It's very hard from what I hear, and I totally believe that. So I feel for these guys. They have a very tough decision and tough battles to go through. I just want to make sure they take their time with this kind of decision, because it can completely change how this game is played. It might make people leave. It might change the community and how people deal with each other. And, it's kind of scary when you look at that. So I'm hoping, I really am hoping that they're thinking of all of the alternatives or what exactly this will do. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, which is a hot topic at the moment, is, well, doesn't this go against Minecraft's terms of service? You can't sell things like that or create advantages. That will go against the EULA, or I believe it's called the monetization or commercial guidelines that Minecraft enforces on these servers to be able to use their game. They're pretty open about a lot of stuff, which is really nice, but they have strict guidelines on what you can and cannot do with these kind of servers. Now, if you look at this tweet from Simon, you'll see that he says, well, no, it's not against it because this is a PvE or player versus environment game, not a PvP or player versus player. And I agree with that. If you look here at the statement or kind of the section of the guidelines from Minecraft or Mojang, you can see that, it's kind of focused on the PvP. But if you look at that bottom part, it does say things like leaderboards and things like that can make PvE games competitive and make it fall under this specification. And, as long as we don't have leaderboards, we're fine. Yeah. Now, I know that's a little, that could be on the cusp because people aren't going head to head, but we kind of are, right? We're going for certain spots, and being able to pay for progression would be able to get you further in that. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, these leaderboards don't matter. And I disagree. One of the most popular videos that I could find with Hypixel Skyblock is Technoblade's video, which is the Potato War, which was all about that leaderboard. It's what got me into the game. And I have personal goals of trying to get on certain fishing leaderboards. So it means a lot to me. So my fear with that is that we might have to get rid of those leaderboards. It kind of toes the line because a lot of these rules and a lot of business rules that you'll find are done in the spirit of. And what that means is that they're trying to avoid a certain situation, and they can't really list out every situation. That would be impossible. So they make very general rules to avoid those situations. And what Mojang is trying to avoid here is that you have a player on a server, and they do not want them to feel pressured to buy something to be able to just simply keep up. And that is exactly what they're trying to avoid, and that might happen if we have some ability to basically buy progression. Now, I don't know what system they're thinking about. I can only speculate, and a lot of my points here might be wrong. They might have a great solution that I'm not even thinking about here. But I'm a little worried. I don't want to lose the leaderboards. And I don't want this community to become unhinged, where you have this split, where you have people that pay to be able to get further, and people that can't pay that have to kind of just lag behind the entire time. That's worrying, and I don't want that for this community. But those are the things I just want to bring up. I really do just want this discussion to kind of ramp up. I want more discussion to happen around this point, and I would love to hear what you guys think. So please leave a comment. Please tell me what you think about it. Should they sell the coins? Should they not sell the coins? Should they have some sort of other system? I really would like to hear what everyone's kind of thoughts on it are, because either way, it's going to change the game, and it's going to change it big. So I think everyone should have a voice in this matter to make sure that, we get to keep the game that we like, and keep the game that we love. So again, thank you everyone. Thanks for sticking here. And sorry for the rambling video. I hope some of my points kind of made sense and kind of got you thinking. Please consider joining the band. We'd love to have you. You can hit the subscription down below, and please leave a like just to kind of appease the YouTube gods, as they were. And like I said, please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking at the moment. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.